Greetings YouTube, it's Thomas Mooneygle, and it's time for another shifting video. It's been a few months since my last one, but I wanted to make sure that I had something of value to contribute before I posted it. I want to make sure that whatever I'm putting out there is the best quality. So this is something that came up for me recently about the role of being the victim. So in a lot of situations, when you get locked into that sort of conflict, you have three roles you can play. You can play the victim, you can play the villain, or you can play the savior. And all of us, at some point move in and out of those roles, but it's not something we want to be locked into. Even if it's something that you consider as very positive, as like the savior or the hero, because over time what will happen with that is your own energy will get worn down, running to the rescue of everybody else and not seeing and tending to your own needs. The villain, that's when you get locked into the role of basically having your heart closed and being very damaged and projecting that out onto others. And of course the victim, when you get locked into that role, you basically expect things to happen to you and you give up your power. And so you want to get out of that whole, that whole system of roles. And so, but particularly this time we're going to be focusing on disassociating with the victim role, or getting out of the energy of victimhood. Because once you're in that, it's very difficult to move forward. So go ahead and get comfortable. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Go ahead, and if you want to follow along, you can move your awareness down into the area of the heart. And the first thing I notice are radial lines coming off the heart, being pulled in different directions. And I just want to cut those lines, actually, because I feel like they're not to anything that is real. They're to imaginings or false projections. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my little scissors and just cut ourselves free from that. I'm going to wipe off any of the excess of those lines and cords. Whew. Magic trick. And really focus in on the heart and see it start to glow as it's beating in our chest, seeing it really pulsing and putting out a really bright white light, white gold. Feel that moving out across our fields of vision and this awareness. My hand's being drawn up here to a tube. I'm bringing it up to the head, not quite to the crown, not quite to the back. Trying to find where this connects in. It looks like it connects in right above the upper forehead. I'm feeling a switch over here, and as I turn that on, I'm getting a huge download coming from above. And I hear giggles and laughter as I'm doing that. As I'm feeling that energy download into ourselves, my attention's being drawn down the front of the torso to the upper abdomen. And I'm wanting to place the image of what looks like a very round and fat daisy right there, right below the end of the ribcage and the sternum when it opens up into the visceral. So that upper abdomen and solar plexus area. And I'm hearing the words as I'm wanting that energy in there, or magically delicious. Let that go. Let that energy flow down through the torso, through the pelvis, down through our thighs, down through the knees, down through the legs, down out through the soles of the feet, down into the ground, grasping the earth. And now allowing that nourishment from the earth to come back up through us, up through the legs, through the pelvis, through the torso, up, and now past that bloom, the stem rising up the back to come out at the back of the head and spread out in 3. So I'm going to ground us in, bring light from above down, light from above up. Bring us back into our normal spatial awareness. All right. So I hope that's helpful for you. Please leave a comment or a like down there if it was. Be sure to share, subscribe, post on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, any social media apps. If you'd like to book a session with me, the link will be down below. There also should be a card somewhere up here that has a link to go to my website. There should also be subscription buttons somewhere around here. Also, if you want, you can also check out my book, Drumming Down the Runes, Walking the 24 Roads. It's available for sale on Amazon as either a Kindle ebook or as a print book, print on demand. And if you have a Nook, there's also an ebook version on the Barnes & Noble store. So, I hope you're having a great month. Peace and blessings.